A good bottom turn is essential for good SUP surfing. It's a fundamental linking manoeuvre carried out at the bottom of the wave face and is used between all other turns. And it's also an excellent manoeuvre to help generate speed in a wave. A bottom turn involves transferring your body weight onto a rail and using the paddle as a pivot point to redirect your board back up the wave. There are basically two types of bottom turns, a frontside bottom turn and a backside bottom turn. In this how-to video we're going to be looking at the frontside bottom turn. It's called the frontside bottom turn because your body is facing the wave throughout the manoeuvre. It's definitely the easiest out of the two bottom turns because you are leaning onto your toes and looking towards the wave face, which helps you remain balanced. So it's a good idea that when learning to start your bottom turns, learn your frontside bottom turn before attempting a backside bottom turn. During a bottom turn you should be using your body weight, the rails of the board and your paddle to help the turn. Bottom turns can be either aggressive or shallow. It all depends on what you're doing on a wave and how much you want to commit. So how do you initiate and complete a frontside bottom turn? Well, once you've caught the wave and you're about to drop down the face, you should be already thinking about getting your body and paddle into the correct position to carry out the turn. Standing in surf stance, your front foot should be across the centre line of the board and your back foot slightly over towards the rail of the board. And your paddle should be on the front side closest to the wave face. Just as you're about to start and initiate the turn, step back with your back foot once again just to the front part of the tail pad if you have one. This is the perfect position which will allow your body weight to transfer over the rails and start the turn. Then as you start to enter the turn, look at the wave in the direction you're wanting to go, bend your knees, lean into the turn and lower your paddle gently onto the wave face and use as a pivot point. With the correct positioning and the amount of pressure through your rails, paddle and legs, the bottom turn should be smooth and almost feel effortless. The board will then start to turn and redirect up the wave face. When the bottom turn is pretty much completed, you can start to straighten your front leg and the board will be in the perfect position ready for the next manoeuvre, such as the top turn. For a successful bottom turn, you need to be fully committed and ensure that your feet are in the correct position and far enough back before you initiate the turn. You're not going to be able to move your feet once you've started the manoeuvre. If your feet are too close together, the board might start bouncing during the turn and feel unbalanced and out of control. You're better off having a too wide a stance than a too narrow stance when carrying out the bottom turn. Every turning manoeuvre on a wave requires a fine balance between your front and back leg. If you find that you're putting too much weight onto the paddle, the chances are your back foot isn't far enough back to do the turn you're trying to do. Don't expect to master the bottom turn first time. It takes practice and fine tuning and it will feel very different from one board to the next. But it's well worth the effort of getting it right. And as I said before, it's a fundamental linking manoeuvre for all other manoeuvres on a wave. Without a bottom turn, there'll be no top turn or cutback. So start with the easier frontside bottom turn and then progress to the backside bottom turn, which we'll be covering in another SUPboarder how-to video.